Picture this. You walk into a movie theater, ready to enjoy a relaxing evening, and security stops you because your perfume is too strong. Sounds insane, right? Movie theaters are supposed to be our escape from reality, a dark room where we forget our problems and lose ourselves in a story. But somewhere along the way, cinemas decided they needed more rules than an airport security checkpoint. From banning the wrong type of shoes to kicking people out for clapping, theaters around the world have created some truly mind-blowing policies. Today, we're exposing the 30 most shocking theater rules that can get you banned instantly. Some will make you laugh, some will make you angry, and a few might actually make you question if going to the movies is even worth it anymore. Let's dive in. Rule number 1. Several luxury cinemas across the Middle East have implemented a strict couples-only seating policy in certain sections. If you're a single person trying to buy one ticket for the premium love seat area, you'll be denied entry completely. These theaters have designed special two-person sofas with no armrest in the middle, and they refuse to let anyone sit alone. It doesn't matter if you just want extra space or prefer the better view from that section. Your relationship status is literally being used against you. It's essentially a loneliness tax that punishes you financially and emotionally for the crime of watching a movie by yourself. Is this smart business targeting couples, or is it straight-up discrimination against single people? Rule number 2. In Thailand, every single movie screening begins with the royal anthem, and standing is not optional. It's the law. If you decide to stay seated because you didn't know the rule or simply couldn't stand up fast enough, you aren't just being disrespectful. You could face actual criminal charges under lèse-majesté laws. We're talking potential prison time because you didn't stand up during the previews. Theater staff actively monitor the audience, and tourists have been escorted out for not complying. It's perhaps the only place on Earth where sitting down at the movies could land you in a courtroom. Rule number 3. The Alamo Drafthouse Cinema chain in America has built its entire reputation on a zero-tolerance policy for talking and texting. Unlike regular theaters that flash a polite reminder on screen, Alamo will physically remove you from the building after just one warning. No refund, no apology. They famously played an angry voicemail from a woman who was kicked out for texting, and instead of apologizing, they turned her rant into a warning video for future audiences. They treat the movie-watching experience like a sacred religious ceremony, and if you break the silence, you're excommunicated immediately. It's brutal, but honestly, don't we all secretly wish every theater operated this way? Rule number 4. Multiple high-end cinemas in Japan have banned strong perfumes and colognes entirely. Their reasoning is actually scientific. In a sealed room, with recirculated air conditioning, your fragrance becomes everyone else's problem within minutes. What smells pleasant to you becomes a chemical assault on the person sitting in the next row. Ushers are trained to identify overly fragrant guests, and they will politely ask you to either wash it off or leave. It's a fascinating example of collective comfort being prioritized over individual expression. Your signature scent might be your identity, but in a Japanese cinema, it's classified as a public disturbance. Rule number 5. Some boutique theaters in Paris have completely banned popcorn from their premises. Not outside popcorn. All popcorn. They argue that the mechanical crunching sound destroys the artistic integrity of the film being shown. To them, hearing kernels exploding between your teeth during a delicate emotional scene is an insult to the director's vision. These are the same theaters that show 3-hour French dramas about existential loneliness. And apparently, they expect you to experience that loneliness on an empty stomach. Is this sophisticated film appreciation or just pretentious gatekeeping, dressed up as culture? Rule number 6. When the Minions movie The Rise of Gru was released, a viral TikTok trend caused absolute chaos in UK cinemas. Teenagers started showing up in formal suits, calling themselves gentleminions, and acting rowdy during screenings. The situation got so out of control that multiple theater chains banned anyone wearing a suit from seeing the movie. Imagine being a businessman trying to catch a film after work and being told your professional attire makes you a security threat. For possibly the first time in history, dressing too nicely became grounds for immediate rejection at a public venue. Rule number 7. Several Australian multiplex chains have introduced an official no pajamas policy for evening screenings. Apparently, teenagers were treating the cinema like an extension of their bedrooms, showing up in fleece onesies, bringing pillows, and generally acting like the theater was their personal living room. Management claimed it lowered the establishment's standards and encouraged rowdy behavior. So now, if you show up in your comfortable sleepwear, hoping to relax during a late-night movie, you'll be turned away at the door. It's fashion policing at its finest, reminding you that comfort is a privilege, not a right. Rule number 8. In Singapore, some premium cinemas have started banning smartwatches specifically, even if phones are allowed. The problem is that every notification lights up your wrist like a tiny beacon in the darkness. Every time you lift your arm to check a message or see how many steps you've taken while sitting completely still, the person next to you gets blinded. Ushers are now trained to spot that telltale wrist glow, and they will hover over you until you activate theater mode or remove the watch entirely. It's the high-tech version of being sent to the corner for misbehaving. Rule number 9. Many luxury theaters that offer reclining seats have a strictly enforced no sleeping policy. Staff members are actually required to wake you up if you start snoring during a film. They argue that a sleeping patron is both a wasted seat and a distraction to other viewers. Here's the irony. They charge you premium prices for a chair that's more comfortable than most beds, create the perfect napping environment with darkness and comfortable temperatures, and then treat you like a criminal for actually relaxing. It's the world's most expensive forbidden nap. Do you think it's fair to police someone's consciousness after they've already paid for the experience? Rule number 10. Certain prestige theaters have made talking back to the screen a bannable offense. This isn't about general chatter. It's specifically targeting the tradition of shouting warnings at characters in horror movies. If you yell, "Don't go in there," at the protagonist, you might find yourself being escorted to the exit. They've essentially turned the cinema into a museum where the art must be observed in complete silence, never engaged with emotionally. The collective energy of an audience reacting together has been sacrificed on the altar of sophisticated silence. Rule number 11. In India, several multiplexes pushed the no outside food rule to an extreme by banning outside water bottles. Their logic was transparent. If you're thirsty, you should pay their 400% markup for bottled water. This policy was so outrageous that it actually reached the Supreme Court. The court ruled that free drinking water is a basic human necessity and theaters cannot deny it. It's a rare case where common sense defeated corporate greed, but it took the highest court in the country to make it happen. Imagine needing a Supreme Court ruling just to drink water during a movie. Rule number 12. Some independent theaters in the United Kingdom have enforced a controversial no-loaned adults policy for daytime screenings of children's movies. The intention is to create a safe space for families, but the execution means that a 30-year-old animation fan who genuinely wants to watch the latest Pixar masterpiece is viewed with immediate suspicion. You're essentially treated as a potential threat simply because you don't have a child with you. It's a policy that unfairly labels every childless adult as suspicious for enjoying animated films. Rule number 13. Major theater chains have implemented strict bag size restrictions, typically banning anything larger than 12 by 12 inches. Officially, it's described as a security measure. Unofficially, it's the death of the sneaking in snacks industry. By limiting bag size, theaters have made it nearly impossible to smuggle anything larger than a candy bar. You're forced to carry your belongings in tiny transparent pouches like a suspect being processed. Is this genuinely about safety, or is it a tactical move to ensure the only food you eat is theirs? Rule number 14. During the late 1990s, the laser pointer epidemic became so severe that some theaters installed infrared cameras to track the source of the red dot in real time. If a laser appeared on screen, security would be at your seat before the scene ended. One theater reportedly created a wall of shame displaying confiscated pointers like hunting trophies. It was a high-tech game of cat and mouse where the punishment was immediate ejection and public humiliation. Does anyone actually miss the era when every movie looked like it was being targeted by a sniper? Rule number 15. Many modern cinemas have quietly banned outside blankets and pillows. While it seems cruel to people who get cold in aggressive air conditioning, the reasoning is strategic. A cozy fleece throw is the perfect camouflage for smuggled food. Theaters realized that comfort items were being used to hide everything from fried chicken to entire pizzas. By banning your warmth, they ensure you're both cold and forced to buy their overpriced snacks. It's a calculated move that transforms the theater into a shivering, snackless experience. Rule number 16. High-end silent cinemas are now banning applause at the end of movies. Their argument is coldly logical. The actors and directors aren't actually in the room, so you're just making noise for no reason. If a film moves you to tears, you're expected to weep silently and exit without a sound. They've essentially created the library version of cinema, where emotional expression is treated as a disturbance. It's a sterile approach that prioritizes silence over shared human experience. Rule number 17. Several theaters have implemented strict no re-entry policies that apply even for emergencies. Once your ticket is scanned, you're a resident of the cinema until the credits roll. If you need to run to your car for medication or glasses, you'll have to buy an entirely new ticket to get back inside. They claim it prevents ticket sharing, but it feels more like a hostage situation where the ransom is paid in overpriced candy. Is preventing a few freeloaders worth trapping legitimate customers inside? Rule number 18. Certain luxury cinemas in Dubai have banned what they call loud fabrics. If your jacket makes a distinct swishing sound every time you move, you might be asked to leave it in the cloakroom. In these high-end environments, the only acceptable sound is the premium audio system, not your polyester sleeve rubbing against your armrest. It's a level of acoustic perfectionism that most people never knew existed, turning your wardrobe choices into a potential violation. Rule number 19. In several regions of the Middle East, luxury Majlis-style cinemas require you to remove your shoes before entering the seating area. While it's culturally respectful and keeps the premium carpets clean, it creates an unusual vulnerability. There's something strange about watching an intense action sequence while your bare toes are exposed to the cold air conditioning. It's the closest you'll get to your living room experience, except you can't pause for snacks. Rule number 20. Following various superhero movie releases, a boutique cinema in London banned patrons from wearing capes. The official reason was safety, as capes can get caught in the folding mechanisms of reclining seats. But the real reason is that nobody wants a face full of fabric every time the person in front adjusts their position. It's probably wise. Nobody wants to explain to insurance how they were accidentally strangled by an enthusiastic Batman cosplayer. Rule number 21. In India, movie theaters are legally mandated to include an intermission, regardless of how the original film was edited. This means a tightly paced 90-minute thriller gets chopped in half so the theater can sell more snacks. Directors despise it because it destroys narrative tension, but theater owners love their mid-movie samosa rush. Imagine watching the most intense scene of a film, completely absorbed in the story, only for the screen to go black and display a popcorn discount advertisement. Rule number 22. The yonder pouch policy has become reality in premiere screenings. Upon entry, you're forced to place your phone into a magnetic pouch that only an usher can unlock. If you feel a vibration or have an emergency, you must physically leave the theater to access your device. Some venues even charge a deposit for the pouch itself. It's a high-tech digital prison that treats every audience member like a potential pirate or leak-hungry blogger, waiting to spoil the film. Rule number 23. Premium theater chains in Singapore have a specific ban on durian fruit. For those unfamiliar, durian has a scent often compared to rotting garbage mixed with gym socks. Even a small piece hidden in your bag will betray you within minutes as the ventilation system spreads the smell everywhere. It leads to immediate and unceremonious eviction. It's a rule born from olfactory warfare, proving that in the darkness of a theater, your nose has rights that cannot be violated. Rule number 24. Certain upscale South Korean theaters prohibit barefoot viewing, even in their most expensive private suites. You've paid triple the normal price for a luxury box that looks like a designer bedroom, but you're still required to keep socks or provided slippers on. It's a hygiene rule that exists because nobody wants to inherit a leather chair previously occupied by someone's unwashed feet. Comfort must always bow to courtesy. Rule number 25. Several boutique Australian cinemas will eject you for wearing jingly jewelry. Those stacks of metal bangles or oversized dangling earrings that chime every time you reach for popcorn become an unwanted soundtrack in acoustically designed theaters. Your fashion choices are literally classified as a noise complaint. It's a reminder that even your accessories can get you banned. Turning movie night into a lesson in silent accessorizing. Rule number 26. IMAX and Dolby Atmos theaters often ban children under certain ages from high-intensity screenings. This isn't about content ratings. It's about the physical power of sound systems that can reach levels harmful to developing ears. Parents frequently argue about their right to choose, while theaters stand firm to avoid lawsuits over hearing damage. Is it the theater's responsibility to protect children from their own parents' decisions? Rule number 27. A specialized theater in Portland that caters to serious film enthusiasts has banned any clothing with glow-in-the-dark elements. This includes LED sneakers and neon graphic shirts that charge under lobby lights. In a pitch-black room, your trendy clothing becomes a glowing distraction that pulls every eye away from the screen. You might look cool in the lobby, but inside the theater you're a human glow stick, ruining everyone's immersion. Rule number 28. Many modern cinemas ban sing-alongs unless the screening is explicitly labeled as an interactive event. If you start belting out lyrics during a musical number in a standard showing, you'll receive a swift warning or immediate removal. It's a rule that prioritizes room silence over crowd joy, transforming shared cultural moments into solitary experiences. Is the communal energy of an audience singing together worth tolerating an occasional off-key neighbor? Rule number 29. Some high-end cinemas across the Philippines have waged war against Crocs. These rubber clogs are considered indecent for the cinematic experience, and wearing them can get you denied entry faster than a screaming toddler. Imagine being rejected from a superhero movie because your shoes have holes in them. It suggests that questionable fashion sense is a greater crime than actual disruptive behavior. Does your footwear really affect the person sitting 3 rows away? Rule number 30. Certain prestige cinemas in Tokyo have implemented what might be the strangest rule of all: a complete ban on emotional outbursts during live concert screenings. Even if your favorite band is performing a legendary set on screen, you are required to sit completely still and silent. No standing, no clapping, no singing along, no visible excitement whatsoever. Staff members equipped with night vision goggles monitor the audience to ensure nobody is caught having too much fun. Even a stray toe tap could get you removed from the building. It's a bizarrely polite form of torture, forcing stadium-sized energy into a silent box where enthusiasm itself is a violation. From banning comfortable shoes to outlawing human emotion, movie theater rules have evolved into an absurd game of corporate control and social engineering. We go to the movies to escape reality, to feel something, to share an experience with strangers in the dark. But somewhere along the way, theaters decided that control was more important than connection. These rules prove that sometimes the most dramatic moments don't happen on screen. They happen in the lobby when you're told your perfume is too strong or your watch is too bright. Here's our question for you. If you became the CEO of a global cinema chain tomorrow, what is the one rule you would implement to actually make the movie experience better for everyone? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more content exposing the absurdity hidden in everyday places, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.